Welcome. Okay. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
My name is Natasha, and I'm a life transformational coach and a writer. Basically, I'm a CA dropout student. So I dropped out CA in 2015 and started working with my brother, who is having business of libraries, study centers, where we provide space and environment to students so they can study peacefully. So while I was doing CA, I realized that CA is not meant for me, or I'm not meant for CA. I have huge potential. So I dropped out CA and I started focusing on the main goal, that was to become a speaker. And I attended a lot of seminars, and I have done MBA in self-management and crisis management. So I started business when I was 19. So it's like quite 7 years now I'm into business and all. So that is how I started my journey. And if I talk about, I'm a writer as well. So once it was asked to me that for how much time you're writing. So then I realized that I never thought of this. So then I got the answer from myself that I was born as a writer. So this is all about me. And yes, I'm a co-founder of WPL, that is Women Pioneering League, and associate board member of Annamalai University, faculty member, and running an NGO in the name of Human for Human, where we are supporting education for underprivileged kids, and we are helping slum areas in all perspective as much as we can. This is all about me, and let's talk about the topic now.
Yes, please.
Okay, are you a giver or taker?
Both.
Both? Nice. What is your perspective? What is your perspective?
For givers and takers?
Yeah. Are you a giver or a taker? One should be a giver or a taker.
Well, I believe I would slot myself in the category of both.
Huh?
But some people are only takers because they tend to take, and they don't think of the other person.
Exactly. So, what I call it when this topic came to my mind, it is, I believe in the paradox of giving and taking. You know, what is paradox? Do you understand the meaning of paradox? What is that?
It's a contradiction.
Yeah, it's contradiction. For example, what you can say, for example, when you're standing on the floor, you get tired, but when you are walking, you are not. Standing make you tired easily than walking. It seems to be a little cozy, but this is the truth actually. So most of the time what we do, we have heard a lot that be a giver, be a giver, be a giver. If everyone would be a giver, then who will receive? So what I believe, we should be a giver as well as receiver. It goes both hand in hand together. Like for example, in any relationship, we have different relationships. So in our relationships, we are connected with different things. Like if my ideas are matching with her, we can be friends. If we are into same organization, we get into relationship. And we must have experience. We all must have experience with the love that whenever we are giving, we give it with all genuineness. But when the other person is giving us, are we accepting? If we are always in the mode of giving? So, if we are accepting, we are taking, we are giving opportunity to know other person what they are really. We are giving them chance to know themselves what they are actually. Don't you think so?
Yes.
Yes. So let's show some enthusiasm in the room.
Yes.
So, at spiritual spiritual level, what I feel is, at a level, spiritual level, giving and receiving, the paradox take an even deeper form. We all know that what I just said, the example of love, when we experience it. So it is everything actually we connect at, whenever I talk, I say, if you want to conclude any talk, just connect it to the spiritual level. You will find the answer. It is there. It is there within us. Don't you think so?
Absolutely.
The more you are open to receive, the more you are giving chance to others to know themselves what they are. No surprise than that. One said, through the gate of paradox, you shall find the truth. Through the gate of paradox only, we find the truth. As just I gave the example, mostly when we are like sitting generally, or we never think that, okay, for example, standing can make us more tired than walking. The first time when I was reading a book, I realized, oh, is it like that? I never thought of it. But it changed my perspective towards seeing things. I was reading the book Secrets of Millionaire Mind whenever I'm in conferences, whenever I'm podium. This is one of my favorite books I have read, and it has changed my perspective towards many things. I was a kind of person who never wanted to accept money, because my mindset was like, money, it will make me greedy. I want to be a saint, so what I'll do with money? But when I read that book, it changed my perspective, and I started accepting money, and I got to know about the financial freedom. I got to educate about it. Most of the time, what we do is, suppose for example, we see a coin on the road or some money on the road. We don't pick it up. No, we just reject it, because we are educated in that way. Why? We just waste it there. We should receive it. We should receive it. Maybe, for example, let's take an example. I'm a good person. That money can go in hand of someone who is not a good person. They can misuse it. Why don't you pick it up? You can use it wisely, but we don't do that because we are not educated that way. So we have to change our perspective. You know, for quite few couple of days, I've started listening to Guru Gopal Das. So what he said beautifully is that life is from ice cream to candle. Do you understand? Life is from ice cream to candle. What is the common thing between ice cream and candle? Sorry?
They said they both melt.
Yeah, they both melt.
Yes.
What's the difference?
One gives light, one makes you cool.
Yeah, but that's the difference. One makes you cool, and one's life is very short. Within like few minutes, few seconds even, ice cream will melt, but will not give you anything if you keep it there. But if you see the candle, when the candle light, it enlighten the place where it is. The difference between ice cream and your candle is they both melt, but ice cream do not have any purpose, do not give anything, but the candle enlighten the world around. It has a purpose. So we started our life when we are born as ice cream, and we have to take it towards candle. We have to be candle.
Don't you think so? Ice cream gives you pleasure?
For short term,
Then what?
Are we here for short-term things?
We do.
You can put up the questions at the end. So, what I think is that we all have to be candid. We have to enlighten our world around us. And the more we give, the more we receive. This very beautiful book. Actually, I'm a book lover, so again and again I'm talking about books. The book I read, that was my first book of an Indian author, that beautifully said, "Don't belittle love no matter from where it comes." That changed my thought process. Just 2 minutes. So, we have to receive if we want to give. And the more we give, the more we receive. Every action has equal and opposite reaction. Universal truth. So it goes both ways. You have to receive to give. So, we are short of time. So, this is the message I want to give. Let's take it both ways, going hand in hand. Be a giver and be a receiver as well. Thank you so much.
Welcome, I'm Juliette Willoughby. Thank you so much for your presentation and for mentioning Masters of the Millionaire Mind. T. Harv Eker is an extremely good writer and has developed many programs that are taught worldwide. So it's definitely excellent. You made very good points about being both givers and receivers. There have been many studies that have been done over the past several years in relationship to how corporations run when looking at givers and receivers or takers. Right? And we use that word, I think the word taker was used for a very specific reason. Do we believe that if you are a taker, is that your phone?
Yes.
I didn't ask for it, right?
You took it, now you can give it.
I took it,
To me.
right? Very different than receiving. I took that. Now, granted, you gave it up very easily, right? So maybe you are, in fact.
No, I thought you would buy me a better phone.
Yeah, that's not going to happen, but hey, fantasy worlds are awesome places to be. Good possibilities. A lot of us have people in our lives that are constant takers. Constant. Everything flows from you to them. And the minute you need something, it's like the faucet doesn't work,
Yeah.
right? Nothing from them comes to you. Now, in a moral context, we would say, we're losers. But the question is this. In a moral context, maybe yes. But do takers always lose? No. We look, we see, it's like, good grief, they're doing so well. They've got everything. And here I am, a caring, wonderful person, always helping, and I'm bloody broke. Okay? It's like, how does that fit together? It doesn't appear to, right? So now I just used two different things. I just gave you the caregiver, who's very morose, and the taker, on the top of the world, got everything, right? And they will do well in time, right? And you think the giver will do horribly. But even the giver, at some point, will reach the top. But not for long. Because that giver will be burnt out. Right? The taker may be in jail. Okay? That's a possibility. Okay? And he may be calling me to see if I can get him out, but the answer to that is no. Okay? So in the back, you said, and you said also, that you were both. Okay? But I would suggest that you're really not both. I would suggest that you are a giver and an asker. Okay? Most of us give. One, we're women. So we're natural givers. We're also, ladies and gentlemen, sorry, but we're kind of natural martyrs. Martyrs, throw ourselves on the sword, jump in front of it. We're happy to do that. But then what do we do after we become martyrs? Right? About having been the martyr. There was a study that was done in a hospital that showed when hospitals or organizations support people giving as well as asking for what they need, productivity goes up by 75%. When the company supports that, and notice that's the difference, that's about changing the culture of the company. Because a lot of times in business, we're told, you need to be able to do that on your own, because you're taking away from this person over here and the task that they have to do. Very individualized. And in the U.S., we're a very individualized society. You have got to be able to stand on your own. If you don't stand on your own, you're going to crash. You've got to be able to survive on your own. But the study says, in a corporation, that your productivity is going to change significantly because you've created a culture to be able to ask, not be penalized for not knowing everything, even though you're an expert in your area. Ask and receive, and the company wins. You don't have to be, shall we say, that perfect person. You don't have to be the person that knows every single iota of every single subject. Is it possible?
No.
No. Now, granted, my mother, she knew just about everything. And I still think so as an adult, that she knows everything and knew everything. But that really is the context of giver, taker, giver, asker, receiver, growth for both you and the company. So I have a challenge for you today.
Sure. Oh, sure.
Okay? What is it that you need to ask for in your personal life? And what is it that you need to ask for in your professional life? So that's the first question. The second part of the challenge that you have to deal with in your own mind is, are you willing to receive what you're going to ask for? Is it going to put your ego in a place where you can't function because your ego is now wounded, as opposed to saying, oh my goodness, you've now helped me up to the next ladder of where I need to go. Takers win. Givers win. Giver and askers go to the moon. They go to the moon. And I've been in some of the talks that you all have been in, and I know some of the things that you do. And I don't believe that any of you have gotten where you are by not being able to ask. We need to transmit that to all the people we work with. We need to make sure that we don't penalize our employees, we don't penalize our children for learning the most basic skill of asking. So in the next 2 minutes, take out your piece of paper and write down, what are you going to ask for when you get home or get back to your office? And I'm going to stand here and let you do that. And then I'm going to have you pair off with somebody right next to you and tell them what you're going to ask for. So I'll probably give you more like a minute as opposed to 2. Come on in. We're having a party.
Excuse me.
Yes.
You ask for, somebody to help you, right? That's why you're asking.
It could be for somebody to help you do a project. Could be to ask somebody who's going to give you a piece of information that's missing.
But somebody, not yourself.
Somebody, not yourself. You might even ask that person, can you take me out to dinner tonight, hon? I'm really tired. As opposed to pretending that you can do it all.
Yeah.
Or you may be asking that person that works at the hospital, most of us on this floor are only 5'6". And you've got the medicine that we use most often for somebody who's got to be 5'9". Can you move it? You're now going to increase the productivity of the floor because every time you need that medication, you don't have to go out and get a step stool to get it. So the productivity and the comfort of the patients just went up exponentially because you asked for that little tiny thing of changing where the most medication that's used is moved down to a lower shelf. Everybody written something down?
Yeah.
Awesome. Just look at it. You don't have to move. Just turn the person next to you. And if there's an odd number, then do a pair of 3. Okay. And just say what it is you're going to ask for. What they asked for and who they're going to ask it from. Yes?
I'll ask a cup of coffee from you, with you.
You want to have a cup of coffee with me? And then you tell me what the purpose of that coffee would be.
We'll talk about it. It's written there that you are author and international speaker.
Yes.
So I'm writing my book. I'll take some guidance from you.
Okay. So you'll take or you will what?
Sorry. I'll take.
And I'm not going to give. So what is it you'd want to do?
You're going to ask.
You'll want to ask and you'll want to share.
It goes hand in hand, as I said.
No, but people only hear what you say.
Okay.
You don't want them to have to interpret
So I'll ask
what you
you.
think.
I'll ask you.
Awesome! And we can share. And I'll have that coffee with you.
Great.
Okay? I'll have that coffee with you. Thank you very much for your attention. I truly appreciate it. Yes?
I have just one question to clarify. You said about the company culture,
Mm-hmm.
so that the productivity increased to 70% higher,
Mhm.
right, up to 70. Why? Because of the leaders, they offer that they ask, and
Because they made it acceptable. They made it acceptable to ask. So it
Me
took
as
all
a
this.
boss, right? So I can ask them and give and ask, or I create the culture within.
You create the culture that makes it okay to ask, so that it's not penalized. Then people feel valued, they feel supported, they feel like they can. And my next person is up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi everyone.
Hello.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste. My name is Deepshika, and after working, I don't know what to talk. You have stole all my words. Anyways, so I'm Deepshika. I'm an entrepreneur, and I run two companies. One is Karamuni Initiatives. The Karamuni itself is a word says the place of karma. When we do karma, and things flourish. So in Gita itself, Bhagwan says that you do your work, do the karma, and don't expect things will come. Have you heard this word so many times? But are we able to really find out and nurture out the meaning? What exactly the meaning he is trying to say? Because he himself is the biggest scientist. Krishna was the biggest scientist. And he has created this whole energy world in such a way that when you're doing your karma, you are getting it. You are getting it. Because while your karma, you are giving. Yeah. And you are anyways expecting. But I would like to share one more way. Of course, the people say this. A lot of people comes to me as I don't know. Yeah, I have told you one venture. The other venture is Mind, Body, Soul. That's a healing studio I have in Delhi. So a lot of people comes to me. They say, I want to contribute, but I don't have money. How to contribute? Tell me one thing. I ask these people that till the time your own glasses are not filled, can it really you can contribute to others? If I don't have money, can I give it to you? If I don't have sufficient living, can I give it to you? If my own glasses are not filling, how I can share it with you? So important is that first we fill it to ourselves, our mind, our body, our soul. Filling is just not in terms of money, I think. Filling is our soul, first of all, important. Being contented. But seems being difficult?
Yes.
How? Can you little tell me like what comes in the way?
Fear.
Fear. Fear. Fear of failure.
Fear of anything. Fear of even facing it. You know, the process of contentment is not easy. So you have to go through a lot of your own blocks. So it's not easy. You don't want to see that part of you. You don't want to see that ugly side of it.
Yeah. This is it. Other?
You have a competition always, like for money also, for talent also, for everything else you feel you want to reach there and you are always aspiring.
What else? Anything else you would like to share? So, anyways, whatever you said fear, when we say it's fear, it means what? A thought is going on and it's telling you, this is something of fearful, don't go for it, right? And you said this?
Competition.
Competition. You are looking at me and saying, this
This is
girl is wow, why would I do? Or maybe to
Great.
someone else,
Yeah,
not to me, yeah? Wow, and how I can, I can't, and this, what is this? It's own, don't you think so it's your own conversations to yourself 24/7? Is it a judgment? It's a self-criticism? Overall, I would say operating, there is a one way of operating is thought, feeling and emotion. There is another way of operating is from abundance. There are two ways to operate in this whole world, if you say. One is operating from lack, one operating from abundance. So I'm the same person, I have money or not, the way I operate makes a difference in my life and to the people in my life. I may not have money in my bank account, but if I am contented and fulfilled, I can at least ask my friend, how may I help you, how I can support you. Maybe she doesn't need the money support, she needs the motivation. Is it not a giving? Is it not a giving? So there is two ways to always operate in the world is from lack and from abundance. My request today onwards, kindly see whatever the concerns are coming in your life, money, be it relationships, anything. Please check out you're operating from lack or abundance. So, few conversations, few examples. Can we take any example where we, feel how many times we ask question, okay fine, I want to do this particular course. I don't think so I can do it, it's so expensive. What is this? Operating from lack. I may not have that money right now, but if I make a choice, it will be from abundance. Okay, I choose it. Now, I ask for it. Now I'll come to this. So what was a basic reason to come up to that thought level in the process is come up to receiving and giving. God is little I twist, I'll make it receiving, not taking. Taking is something taking. Receiving is I'm open to receive. And by the way, you're not taking and receiving from anyone else. This God has already created all the mechanisms. Just need to ask. Trust me. But the point is that 90% people don't want to ask. Because a lot of judgments are there. A lot of point of views are there. A lot of predetermination and conclusions are there. My friend will not give it to me. My mom will not do that for me. My brother that will not do for me. Why God will give me that much money? Richness is for someone else. We have already so many conclusions in our life. And the more and more we think like that, those conclusions become solidified in our world in terms of energy form. That's become a reality. So now what to do? Any question? So I want to make it an interactive session. I don't want to make it like I'm speaking and you're bored after some time. You may out of the room. I don't want to make it. I'm ultimately contributing, so I need to return back to I'm receiver, big receiver. So please tell me, what would be the solution?
Break it down, take a piece.
Wow, that's
Take a
nice.
piece. You know, sometimes it's the other person might not be doing it with a conscious mind. You just have to make it aware. So you need to say it. If there is something, you need to say it.
Yes. What else?
I think the awareness is the key. So once you're aware about yourself, you know your inner thoughts, your beliefs.
But everybody can't do that now, right? Everybody says that I don't
That's
understand.
why
How can
people are
do
there.
They are. But you need to make them aware. That's more important.
24/7 we can't make people understand.
So, but at least you can clear your own path.
Absolutely. To you, to myself. So I'll hear a little share something from my life, what I do. I ask questions. We very closely look at this whole universe is work on the basis of questions. The right question, specific question. Little about you have also touched upon that area only. So one fine day, something I decided today. So even I choose my clothes, in the morning, and I ask the question, which dress will, be more fine to me. I ask questions to food. I ask questions to my body what you would like to have. Right? Asking question gives you what actually meant for you. And that's give you confinement. So right question to ask, like at time if I'm in the situation where I think something is not going as per me, because going as per me is a confusion again. Maybe God has created something big for me, but I'm thinking this has to happen that way. Will it give me pain? How about asking the right question is like, if something happens bad or good in my life, I say, okay, how does it get any better? So when I say, how does it get any better?
How does it get better?
How? Say please.
How does it get
any better? What is the meaning? Now that it has happened, how does it get any better?
It's two
Right?
perspectives.
So the moment you said how does it get any better, if the situation is what it has to be better, because you have asked the same from universe. And if situation is good, you would need to create more better. And this particular question brings a lot of peace. It's in itself. In any worse situation, trust me, it works. 2000% it works. Or if the situation is worse, can you ask another question? What is right about this I'm not getting? What is right about this I'm not getting? Is it making some sense, please?
Yes,
Absolutely. I would still ask the same question. Maybe I do that.
Yeah.
So say, how does it get any better than this? No matter what the situation, because it can get better. How does it get any better than this?
You're more aware being darling, you're a coach. So you have been, but I'm talking about everyone. Yes,
Yeah,
you're
that's
right.
exactly.
Exactly. The more more and more you refine and go on the spiritual path. This is basically a title, Are You a Giver or a Taker? Is a journey actually, it's not a question. It's a whole journey from where we take, and one fine day we get, oh, that's so easy, let me give. My glass is a little filled, let me give. But until you're not filled, you can't give. And this kind of question was, actually if you look at this whole journey since we have been born, we have been just asking question unconsciously. Now I'm telling you consciously to ask. So unconsciously when we were small kids, our parents looked for preparatory school, and we found the right school. Then we were little more, at the teenage, okay, right subject, to choose in the field, we get into it. Until we don't ask, we don't get into it. Yes, please.
So what you're saying in life is a progression, or a progression to more and more, or to move yourself? Is that what you're saying?
Life is all about choice, not by
About
default. We make a better choice when we ask better questions.
Okay.
And if we don't ask question, we are going by default. Our driving is here, and it is hitting to the wrong cars. So if you don't learn car, how your car will go?
How about accepting the situation first, and then asking about it?
You are absolutely right. Acceptance is very, very important.
Yeah, this is happening. Okay, right, this is happening. Now you ask about it. Okay, how to get it better, or what I can do best in this situation.
Absolutely.
Because okay, that's again thing. We can't rule our mind or our thoughts for the future thing, what is going to happen, because we can't perceive, we can't take that long term. Predict. What we have to do is we have to live this present moment to the fullest. So I have to accept it.
You're right, and that's what I'm saying. The moment you ask this question, how does it get any better? Itself gives a piece of acceptance inside.
Is it? I've never tried that.
Try that. That's what I'm saying. I've tried, tested. It's been 9 years I've been trying, and these things are working. My flight got cancelled so many times. The people at the airport tells me, you can't go. I said, how does it get any better? And something happens. Trust me, it never happened that I have missed my flight. Something or the other thing happens. So many things. Tested, try. It's a universe, my dear. You ask and you should receive it. By the way, we are the highest creature for the gods, the human beings. There are other species who are in the queue to come in this world. The point is that we just always look at from the lack, not from the abundance. If you look at from the abundance, you are the highest creature.
Asking that question, that brings you from the perspective of abundance.
Asking the right question gives you the abundance, and only then the giving process starts itself. But the first thing is that receiving.
You're looking at possibilities then.
Yes. So many more questions. I can really create your specific questions in your life if you want to come. At 5 p.m. I'm here specifically keeping a session for this, Access Consciousness. If you want to be here, 5:15 I'll start. And that's going to be the medical session, promise me. Thank you so much. Any questions?
I have one question for you.
Yeah, please.
In relationship to your cup being full before you can give, do we sometimes, so you've got the lady who has just one thing of cornmeal left to make a patty, and she shares that patty with another person. Are we sitting in judgment about her cup being full based on our perception of full, or are we doing it full based on her perception so that she has the feeling that she is giving of what she has?
This particular woman is operating from kindness.
Mm-hmm.
So kindness is what? Coming from abundance.
But you said full, that's why I'm clarifying.
I just said
so I just want to make sure I understand.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I said full, it means up to the thing which gives me contentment. Right? Full 1 lakh rupees per month can give me happiness. For few people, crores might not be. So until I feel that fulfillment. So this lady who has the courage to give, even with the half cup, she's from abundance. That's all sorted, right?
For that person that wanted to give to you, they could give not money, but they could have given something else.
Something else. So,
yeah.
But the whole aspect is operating from abundance. So anytime you're in stress, my dear, always ask this question. Every time you think, Should I give or not? Just ask yourself, am I operating from abundance or from a lack? And if it is lack, please first fill your glasses. I'm not saying stop yourself, but look at this. Because if you will give from lack, it will be very agitating and irritating. It will not contribute to you back to. So receiving is very, 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 very important. Few people go in the guilt and trauma. I have not given, other people are giving. Please don't go there. First receiving. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Taker or giver. So who has the greater life?
Who has the greater life?
Because once you're a giver, right? So and I think you will really break your neck when you try to just convert into the other, right?
You can learn anything. That's always my premise. And since you can learn anything and you learn about what makes your life better, then you're able to move that towards that. But we are, as women, historically more givers than takers. So we have to step more into our power that allows us to be both and grow that way. Because otherwise we tend to burn out.
So it's okay to say no at times. It's okay to.
No is one of my favorite words.
Yes, exactly.
That's
That's
good.
one of
When
my.
you say no, you're asking for time for yourself.
Yes.
Or you're asking for something, maybe
Yes.
indirectly.
You are, and I tend to. I've gotten to the point now to be able to say no without explanation.
Sometimes
Explain yourself.
I don't have to explain
Excusing.
myself
Yes.
or make an
It's okay,
excuse.
you're not guilty of saying no.
Thank you, no. We're good. And I know you wanted to run the meditation.
straight. Just close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in.
Just imagine that be in the present. See and feel that all waste thoughts and negative thoughts are going out of your mind. Don't stop them to go. Don't hold them. Let them go. Let them go away from you. Watch them going. See that they are going out away from you and dissolving in the universe. Universe has accepted all your negativity, all your waste thoughts. You are feeling relaxed. Now you are empty. You can fill in all the positivity, all the kindness, all the love. Feel that all kindness, love, and positivity is coming to you. You are filling your mind with all positivity. You have become more confident, not just about giving. You are confident about asking. The thought process has become like that. It is good to ask. You are asking for the love. You are asking for the care. And this asking is filling you. You're asking for the universe. Universe is filling you with the love, care, peace, bliss. Your soul, your mind, your body is filling with all these energies. Now you are completely filled, and now these vibrations have started coming out of you and spreading around your era. Wherever you are going, the place you are putting your foot is becoming a temple, is becoming the bar of energy. You have become so powerful. You are looking at this world as one. You are now abundant. You have forgiven all people who ever hurted you. Just you giving them good wishes. You are praying for them, for their success. You are praying that they may get right path and they also get abundance and spread positivity. This way your energy is multiplying. Just because of you. Just because you created a better world for yourself and for everyone around you, even for the people who you don't like. Their energy has changed for you, and now this world is becoming a better place. We can see the peace in this world and love. Now we don't have to give sessions on what we are talking. Life has become beautiful for everyone. Everyone is successful. There is fragrance in each and every particle of this universe. You're feeling so thankful to yourself and to universe and to God if you believe in. Just feel it and celebrate it.
I think we only have 2 minutes left for